Good evening, everybody. We're looking at the start of the Energon universe today with the two books, Void Rivals Volume 1 and Duke, the miniseries, kicking off the Energon universe from Robert Kirkman and an assorted team of superstar creators. Void Rivals reminds us just how good Robert Kirkman is as a writer and as a showrunner. We do have a video that I will add into the description that gives you a little bit more insight into the origin of this universe and an interview with Kirkman himself where he outlines a lot of the planning process involved in this. The sheer scope of the Energon Genesis was so smartly planned and cleverly executed from the start, with Kirkman pitching, developing, and working closely with Hasbro, the property owners, while simultaneously bringing on a superstar team of Daniel Warren Johnson, Transformers, Kelly Thompson on Scarlet, and then Joshua Williamson on Duke, and helping with G.I. Joe. It's obvious that these characters are much loved by all of the creators, and having seen Daniel Warren Johnson espouse this a few times at different interviews, and other people such as Scott Snyder talking about how he offered DWJ one of the Absolute books early on. DWJ said his energies were focused on Transformers at the time, but he would help out when he could. Hence the Absolute Batman annual that went super viral last year. Starting with the surprise reveal in Void Rivals, the intro was a genius way to bring back the Transformers and ultimately the G.I. Joe universe. And it shows Kirkman has not lost either his hype man skills or his ability to drop a good twist at the right time. The fact that Void Rivals is a super addictive book with likable characters and a fast-paced, odd couple action is a huge bonus. The art is both functional and majestic, taking our breath away with the splendor of open space and the delight with the reveals of the different alien races. Jordi Belair's color art here adds a level of dynamic kinetic energy that highlights those key moments and focuses both our attention and emphasizes the mood with her palettes and overlays. Void Rivals Volume 1 is fast-paced and has that manic serial energy that Kirkman excels at, as we all know from, his classics like Walking Dead and especially Invincible, that just forces you to continue reading. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting into the other volumes, which have come out, and I have them on the way, so we'll share that with you as soon as I get to those. But even without the Energon introduction and the surprise kind of Cybertron visitor in Volume 1, Void Rivals is a great series, absolutely readable, enjoyable, and everybody is at the top of their game here, so definitely gets a recommendation from me. But please leave a comment, ask any questions or any feedback on if you've read it, if you've enjoyed it, if you were thinking of getting into it, or if you're just not sure how it all fits together with the legacy Transformers and G.I. Joe series especially. It has been a little bit complex the way everything is unfolded, so if you've been out of the comics loop for a bit, drop me a comment. Ask any questions and let's go through it. Duke is the first of 4 interconnected series that introduces the key characters leading into the creation of the new G.I. Joe. So this is setting it apart from the legacy G.I. Joe, a real American hero series, the legacy series from Marvel, which is still running now with Image Comics, but keeping the original scribe Larry Hama, continuing there from where they started off. And this does the super smart thing of using the introduction of the Transformers from Daniel Warren Johnson's run and from the surprise reveal in the first of the Energon series, Void Rivals, which we just looked at as well. But the kind of connective tissue there is from the first issue of Transformers, where Duke is deeply affected by the presence of these giant robots. So it sets him down a path of feeling like he's out to prove a conspiracy and to get past his chain of command and his government, who seem to be lying to him and trying to cover up the fact that giant robots now exist, and he's seen them, so he can't deny their existence. Other key characters are introduced here with plenty of space and good story building from Joshua Williamson, and art sparse and nimble, but able to carry a lot of narrative weight from Tom Riley. Some of the later dialogue in this edges into cheese, but honestly it really should, to a degree, to allow kids to find the same joy in these concepts and rebuilding from the ground up of Hasbro's legacy characters. And similar to every time we've had a new generation of Transformers characters released, we still have that toy tie-in element, and I think it would be, disingenuous or wrong of any of us to try to disconnect them from that narrative in some kind of a, quest to make it seem somehow more grown-up or more viable or more cool. It is what it is, and even redesigned, it's still an amazing set of characters, carrying on the legacy from a toy-inspired range. And there's no reason why anybody shouldn't enjoy either the toys or the comic book series, whether it's the Legacy, G.I. Joe A or AH by Hama and Co., or whether it's the new one by Joshua Williamson under Robert Kirkman's, watchful eye on this one, and the whole team that he's assembled around him, and introducing other characters like the Mask universe into this new shared Energon universe that has them all happening, and has had, like I mentioned, some of the crossovers already, with the potential for more, which leads to the excitement and the ability for Kirkman to produce shared universe specials or crossover stories, or just highlighting moments of intersection and moments where one runs into the other. For me personally, I'm excited to continue on the Energon journey with Scarlet, which I'll be reading next, and then Destro, while continuing the Void Rivals series and the brilliant Transformers revival. So Marvel Comics should really take a sneak peek at the natural chaotic brilliance of how Kirkman is doing this shared universe, and DC as well with the Absolute line. This is how you build genuine excitement, and you have organic interactions, and you have people caring about each of the books, which you don't have to read to follow them. They do exist by themselves, but the points of intersection are a genuine joy, like you used to have, when characters would cross over, before it became very forced, and before the kind of the over pressurized hype and tie-ins, especially from the 80s and 90s, when we reached a peak saturation point of, if you missed a single issue from anything that was connected to the tie-in, it was almost unreadable. Like it just left out chunks of story. They're avoiding that here with Energon and with the Absolute Universe as well. So hop on board, see what you think, drop a comment below. As always, love to have a like for this and a subscribe so you can keep up with the rest of the series that I will be going through as they come in here at Ghost Train Comics. But as always, thank you for watching. We appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you and getting more of what you want to see. Thanks all. Bye-bye.